27th year of the WNBA is set to kick off. One thing that did not change, the Las Vegas Aces are still WNBA champions.
Aces fans, join us in the unveiling of the first championship banner in Las Vegas.
We came into that season, nobody had us picked. They put us in the middle of the pack. But you know, our story's not done, we're going for another one.
Going off our championship in 2022, you saw all the comments saying we don't have a bench, we need bodies, we need this, and that. Like, there's no way they can sustain this.
The understanding every year is to be better. The understanding is to continue to grow our roster to be able to win championships here, because that's the ultimate goal.
They made it clear that they are trying to run it back for a second title by bringing in two-time MVP Candace Parker.
I mean, it was very important to bring CP to the Aces because of, her resume. You got to guard everybody, and I love that when you have to kind of pick your poison. It makes the defense mind go every single possession, and I think that's kind of what we've been living on and building here. The culture is like, who are you going to stop?
Becky Hammon's system is just unbelievable. Obviously, Asia, Chelsea, KP, Jackie are the foundation of that.
Girl, you look good in that black.
I knew I could come in and hopefully help make things easier and better.
Let's not forget they added Alicia Clark, too. So can the juggernaut get any bigger?
Candace is a legend, and so going into this free agency, trying to play with her was at the top of my list. And when it came together that Vegas was an option for both of us, I was like, hell yeah.
One of the greatest players in WNBA history is a free agent no more.
Uh-oh, I think we've got a super team in the making in New York City.
When you think about the way that the Liberty is constructed, the contract setup, the way that they literally brought in different pieces to construct this team versus the way the Aces is set up, that core group has kind of been that core group for a while.
We've got two super teams in the WNBA. They have to meet in the finals.
I'd say that the Liberty are the more talented roster at this point. I mean, look at that talent. It's something that really hasn't been done before.
You know, we came into the season knowing that there was going to be a target on our back just from us being, coming in the reigning champions from last year. And so from day one, we kind of had the mantra that it was Aces versus everybody.
Keep building on competitive habits, holding each other accountable, playing the right way on both ends. I'm the kind of coach, run until the wheels fall off. Run until they stop.
We're going to run that thing again. We have no time.
I didn't want anyone to think that coming into the 2023 season, after the season that I had, that I was satisfied and I was good. Yes, I feel like I'm established in this league, but I will never be satisfied. And it was also great to see that my teammates had the same exact mindset. We were all locked into making sure that we defend this championship no matter what.
When we come down in the truck, we can't be in the slots. That's what island is. We gotta be a little bit wider.
Just building that chemistry throughout training camp early on, I think was the biggest thing for us.
Just pitch it and go.
That was a pass! Yeah! You ain't see that? I see it, bro. Good, Jack. Get out.
Knowing where everyone's going to be on the floor, just knowing each other's tendencies, and really just building that chemistry.
I'm not 5'11", I am 6 feet. This year is 6 feet.
Nice pass,
When they're out there playing, I want them to feel like they could conquer the world. I want them to play with that kind of confidence in themselves, in each other. And then the utmost confidence of the person that's standing out on the sidelines.
Nice. Let that happen, and then you guys got to sprint up into those screens.
What you want to be is a broker, be a boss. Life ain't nothing cheap, we're paying to pay the cost. Gotta keep it 10 toes, know exactly what you want. Back in my bag, I feel like I'm chosen.
There's always going to be moments throughout a season for any team, no matter how well the season's going, where there's adversity that's going to hit. I think there was an overwhelming feeling that not only just the 11 other teams in the league, but people maybe outside, whether it's the media or whether anywhere else, that wanted to see us fail.
Rough start to the new season for the defending champs. Yesterday, the WNBA announced its plans to suspend head coach Becky Hammon for 2 games with no pay.
The league posted to Twitter that Hammon violated league and team respect in the workplace policies.
WNBA did announce that they rescinded the Aces 2025 first-round draft pick. So what does it mean for this team now, coming off that title run, having to start the year like this?
There are no winners in this situation. The effect of Becky's suspension, hit hard.
I remember when I was walking in there, the news was just gonna break. Nikki had called me the night before, and obviously, not pleased with the outcome. To have your name kind of be associated with something like that, which is not who you are as a person. It's not how I operate.
It's very unfortunate, and I've been trying hard to make sure that the distractions and the talk doesn't seep into our locker room, and making sure that, we want to go out there and perform for our head coach, whoever is at the head coach position at the time.
With Tyler and Natalie, our players believe in them.
Becky does everything, with really good intentions. She knows to put us in places where we're going to succeed, but have that challenge of, okay, you can do this.
It's not just Becky calling the shots. Each coach has a chance to be able to orchestrate the offense and defense and be able to step into that coaching role.
Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So for us, this is just the first piece of adversity we're going to face this year. It's going to be a culture win today.
Honestly, I think the suspension, it drew us closer from the beginning of the season. She was there with us in spirit. We knew the philosophy. There was no drop-off. We knew the philosophies that she would want during the game, before the game, after, how we carry ourselves and how we execute out there on the floor.
Tyler Marsh, the acting head coach for the first of the 2 games of Becky's suspension. Tyler has a lot of experience in the G League and also the NBA, but his first time coaching women here now in his 2nd year on Becky's staff.
There was obviously nerves going into that first game, but for me personally, it was just a matter of not trying to mess anything up, trying to keep everything going as fluid as possible, the way that we've practiced in the preseason, and just kind of keeping everything as consistent as possible.
An answer from Alicia Clark, the steady vet.
It looks to me like every player on the Aces knows exactly what their role is.
Well, A'ja Wilson doing what she does. She has now set a new franchise record with her 55th double-double in her career for the Las Vegas Aces.
I'm excited about our team. Candace Parker, she's wearing all black shoes with white socks, which is like criminal, but she can pull it off.
Your own teammates throwing you under the bus.
Okay, Kayla George.
She is a post player that has the ability to stretch the floor, was an absolute standout in the Australian League, a superstar.
And we're at 100 points. Chelsea Gray hugging up on Parker with A'ja Wilson. A lot to be happy about today. The Aces emphatically win.
Hopefully we made Becky proud. I know she's probably screaming at the TV at us, but hey, we're leaving here with a win, and that's all we can ask for right now.
I'm proud of the team for more of just sticking together, staying together, not falling apart.
Great job.
Yeah!
No stranger to Southern California, went to UCLA, the acting head coach tonight.
It was a close game. We were down by 15 at half, so I was also like, what's going on, ladies? I was like, hey, Chelsea, we're gonna put the ball in your hands and run a certain set, and she leans to me and says, hey, coach, let's just roll with Jack.
Jackie Young on the attack off glass, and the game is tied.
For me, that was a huge moment of selflessness of our team.
5 on the shot clock. Young the through.
They were, giving me the ball, just kind of let me do my thing. And, I got hot for a little bit, so I was just making shots, just having fun.
Young wide open for through. She's got 28. Jackie Young has been the star of the show.
No. Keep your hands in the air when I talk to you. Okay? You came to me and said, she's rolling, we're going to go with her. And that's the epitome of who we are. I love you guys.
For us to help them get that win, it was incredible. I guess that's why we forgot about Becky being suspended, because we were like, oh no, we're good.
That's who they are. They lift you up, support you. And I know a lot of people talk about this team. They take a bullet for you, they'd run through the wall for you. And I'm like, the feeling is mutual. Overall, y'all made me so proud. So many good things to build on. We're not the pretty team that is just pretty on offense. We're gonna be the team that gets on the floor and scraps and hustles. And at the end of the day, guards feel really good about our post players, because our post players can guard 1 through 5. Bench, appreciate you guys being in the game the whole time. Like, don't think that stuff goes unnoticed. We are a team 1 through 11. Everybody matters and everybody needs to be involved. We got the brains, we got the athleticism, and we got the desire to be that. At the end of the day, we are protecting Vegas.
They're fired up. The Aces are off to a hot start. The Sparks were doing everything they could in that first game to take away Chelsea, Kelsey, and Asia, so others had to step up.
There's a nice drive by Bell.
A terrific pass by Kayla George.
They got a lot of weapons on the floor, so you got to pick your poison.
The Aces say we got bigger fish to fry as they're trying to make some history this season.
They're averaging almost 100 points, shooting over 50% from the floor and from the three-point line.
Here's the MVP going at Boston and rolls it in.
It is essential when you play for the Las Vegas Aces. You're going to play the right way. You're going to cut, you're going to move, and you've got to see the court.
She said, it's a movie, folks. It's a movie, baby, and I'm the producer.
That's her specialty. That's what she does.
Her ability to be able to pick apart what a defense is trying to accomplish in stopping our offense is amazing.
Chelsea Gray is getting the respect that she deserves. Being the point guard, not only is she doing it, is distributing the basketball, she's making shots. She's tied first in field goal percentage.
I think this year of like knowing when to push, when to relax, call my own number, not call my own number, have fun and enjoy the moment.
And the fadeaway to end it. Is that the cherry on top?
Because winning a championship is hard as heck, but like going back to back, like you have to be in this moment.
Chelsea Gray's got some magic of her own.
I got used to those no-look passes. Really just have your hands up at all times because otherwise the ball's gonna hit you in the face.
My favorite one was in transition with the behind the back.
That was beautiful.
I have not seen a player in the years that I have watched basketball at elite level make that type of pass.
For as much as she gives in her teammates of assists and floor vision and direction, she loves to see their success.
And this team, Carolyn, lighting it up. That second quarter, highest quarter in franchise history.
The bottom line is all they want to do is win and win together.
That's the mantra that Becky Hammon brings. Aces make it 3 wins in a row here at home.
Wow, do they look like they're in a complete tier of their own thus far this season?
Well, I think in this era, they are dominant.
Candace knows her role, right?
Right.
She's been in this league long enough, she's led teams long enough, but she absolutely will provide some additional leadership, some additional veteran presence.
I was like, listen, we need you, we want you. You're a great mind, you're a great person on the court, but off the court, I was like, I'm getting time to hang out with my best friend during practice, and off the court, being able to be with her family, with her wife, with her kids.
My daughter was the one that was like, so you mean that we can go over to Tip and Chelsea's house every single night for dinner? I'm like, well, probably not every night.
I also know there's going to be a lightness and a freedom of not carrying that load. She's never had to experience that, so it'll be a learning curve for her as well.
Okay, so now we're 1 through 4 because KB's in.
It was hard, I think, at the beginning for her to kind of get her footing, find the spot where she was most productive for us.
Just like literally line up at 3-point line.
When you slipped out, you came to the strong side. I want you to slip out to the single side.
Obviously, with the terminology and all the things that Becky has here, you know, they would call something, she's like, oh, that's what that one is. Okay, crap.
I think the biggest thing is just having a little bit of grace. I think that comes on the defensive end. Like, I'm gonna make plays. I know I am. I know I'm gonna make shots. So I think it's just trusting that and, you know, everybody else trusting that too.
It's a lot of terminology. Once you get it, you get it. Oh no, I got it now.
For Candace, we kind of put her in a situation where what she did for Chicago in terms of having the ball on top and kind of actually playing like another point guard. She just started rolling.
Until you play with Candace, it's hard to understand it of like what she's done for the game and her ability to push the ball and be a guard, but then turn around and be one of the best post players as well.
Back to her, Parker on the reverse. Oh, Candace Parker off to an exquisite start in this first.
Gray, what a beautiful lead for Parker.
These are a stitch
shot. Not for Candace Parker.
There is a fire running through my veins. There is a fire running through my veins.
She's the ultimate teammate and ultimate leader. You know, she's always vocal.
You ready? You ready? Do you want me to just let you play one-on-one? Yeah. I'll let you play, my man. You're not getting nothing this year.
She knew that she had a great supporting cast around her, so she didn't have to do it all.
Everything I touch is gold.
And she just got to where she was just dicing people and just really fun to watch and really fun to play with.
Candace Parker, the point forward, puts perfect spin on that pass.
Hayes has it taken. Parker on the steal, behind the back. Oh, that was beautiful.
Candace Parker. Hey, I remind y'all, she's 37, but don't let the age fool you.
So much talk about super teams in the WNBA this season, and we have two of them here tonight.
Parker using the screen, gets it to go. She is perfect, 3 for 3 behind the arc. She is on a mission out there in this game. CP3, that's a bad girl right there.
It's an old cliche, are you hurt or are you injured? And I really feel like that's something that Candace had been battling. We knew in practices, there were certain practices where she was very hurt.
I knew something was wrong with my foot. I remember throughout the season just being like, man, these bone spurs really hurt. And I was doing extra rehab, extra treatment, but my foot just was not getting better.
We saw the pain that she was having, but also the push-through pain. Like sometimes she would try to mask it. She's just all heart.
I think I reached a point in the middle of the season where it was just like unbearable.
Ace is gonna push. And Candace Parker down on the floor, grabbing the right ankle. Parker hobbling off the floor, Carolyn. That's the last thing the Aces want to see.
I was talking to the training staff. I was like, I don't think I can play.
Did we want to lose Candace? No. No one wants to lose Candace Parker. You don't want to do anything and have more damage done to any type of injury that you sustain, and we will always put the player's health first.
There will never be a season on anybody's team where it's just flawless and clean and easy.
We do have some sad news for Gamecock fans today.
Tributes are pouring in tonight for women's basketball trailblazer Nikki McCray-Penson.
Asia did a phenomenal job of trying to navigate and manage the emotions and everything that's attached to losing someone really close and dear to you.
The thing that hit me the hardest was the fact that she literally called me one day and I couldn't call her back. And she was just like, just want to hear your voice. Like she left a little voice memo, was like, just want to hear your voice. And to get the next call, you're saying that she passed, never sits right with me to this day. And that right there was something that I was like, this is a lesson for me to lean on the ones that love me the most. It was very hard for me to process that, and I really wasn't in my right mind playing in Dallas because I just couldn't get over the fact that I was like, that one call, just that one call.
See a little fatigue, I think, out of this Aces team. They had to play a lot of players a lot of minutes the other night.
It's just hard when your centerpiece is hurting. It's hard as a teammate, it's hard as a coach.
A lot of tough buckets for you. How have you been able to match Dallas's physicality?
Coach McCray. Coach McCray is with me through and through, and I'm going to play my hardest and get my teammates involved.
I'm not one to make excuses for people. I'm about being professional and stuff, but at the same time, like, fatigue is real. Loss is real.
That's going to do it. The Dallas Wings have beaten the Las Vegas Aces.
Seismic news coming out of Las Vegas earlier yesterday evening when we found out that one of the greatest players who has ever touched a basketball, Candace Parker, is out after having foot surgery.
I got the call that I had broken my navicular bone like 89% through. And so I kind of knew I was done. I don't think surgery was something I elected to do, it was something I had to do.
She's such a competitor, you know, and someone that's played at that high of a level for as long as she has, like, I can't imagine you having to, like, pull the plug in terms of on the season, right? And especially, like, she came here to win a championship. Whenever there's pain in the process, it builds the necessary tools that you'll need for whatever's coming next.
The Vegas Aces, who have lost only twice this year, taking on the Chicago Sky, not with Candace Parker.
They've been playing without her for a while, and they've still been winning by 15 points.
They're having a historic run in their ability to win, play together, just play really great basketball, on top of having one of the most visible faces of the league. You would imagine that this is a perfect storm for them to be the poster child of the WNBA, yet they started their season with controversy and they continue now with this situation.
Topping our news this afternoon, a guard for the Las Vegas Aces facing suspected domestic violence.
Losing Bay and hearing it, after the Chicago game was just a lot of emotions, a lot of tears, a lot of sadness.
I think with all her teammates, there's a part or a side that could have said, you let us down and how dare you, and it could have gone a different direction. But again, it's a credit to who they are as individuals and how they care about each other.
There's a lot of love in that locker room for Bay and what she brings, not just as a basketball player, but as a human being. People really had to rally and step up, and we had a short roster. But I thought people responded, and that was just similar to the Becky situation. People responded all year.
Coach kept us together, team in the locker room kept us together, and we were able to kind of move forward as best as we could.
The Aces are playing unselfish.
I think when you're hit with different challenges like that, it creates a resilience, and players really bought in to the mental aspect of the game, because physically they were giving you everything they could night in and night out, but I thought their mentality was that of a warrior.
We didn't have time to feel sorry for ourselves. We really just had to focus on us. At the end of the day, we want to win a championship, and I think that was our goal.
And that's blocked by Kia Stokes.
Kia is just somebody that finds a way to make people better.
Wants to defend, rebound, set screens, play her role at a high level.
She just holds herself to such a high standard.
And I love having an anchor like Kia because it just makes my life a little easier.
Kia Stokes rebounding and doing this right here, blocking shots.
And she goes hard, she fights through pain that she's dealing with at times, and she's just a teammate that you can count on.
Talked about Stokes' ability to cover on the perimeter, and look at the wingspan. That's that toughness, that's that grit. That's what this franchise is built on.
Kia doesn't get as much love as she should, but I know what her value is around these parts, and in Vegas, it's high.
The Aces have been in a class of their own thus far in the regular season.
We won the board, we won the paint, and when I sit there and tell you guys, that's our season, it is that important. Because at times, we're super small, but you guys gotta be the biggest, baddest bitches on the block. Yeah. Put it on the shirt!
Becky, she has a way of being able to set a tone.
We're never satisfied. No matter what the record shows, there's still another level that we try to tap into.
And I think that's part of Becky having been a player and being a player at a really high level. She understands the mindset of an athlete much more so than I think, maybe your average coach.
She was on me this year. But I think it paid off. It pushes me to another level mentally. I also think that, I'd rather be coached hard than not coached. There's definitely a respect level, so when she says things, I'm not taking it personal. I know that she really does believe in what I can do.
Plum finishing 21 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. She had 4 3-pointers.
Plum pedals into the paint, finishes, plus the foul.
Kelsey Plum worked on her defense in the offseason. I think it's helped her explosiveness, tagging the rim.
Behind the back pass from Gray to Plum for the 3. Having fun tonight, Kelsey Plum.
We have 4 players on our team that could score 40 points in a game. The load isn't necessarily carried like that from one individual, which is the reason why we're able to compete at such a high level.
Oh, she's just adding to that career high.
The thing I'm most proud of is the efficiency behind it. Just taking good shots, and my teammates just kind of kept looking for me, and I wasn't hunting, I was just playing basketball.
And there it is, the 40-piece for Kelsey Plum for the first time in her WNBA career.
A lot of people sometimes average 20 with 20 shots. She had 40 with 18. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, Asia broke it a week later, so it's kind of done with.
Trying to stay with Asia Wilson, and Wilson just puts the head down. She's going to get a new career high on that one. 19 wins in a row here at home, and a 40-point, 12-rebound outing for Asia Wilson. She leads the way.
We ended up winning the paint.
Hey.
Good job. And we only lost the board by one. So
Real quick. We can go on and on individually about what you mean to us, but there's not enough words that can validate who you are to us as a person. Enjoy the moment tomorrow and get back so we can kick your ass.
I am super proud to be your coach, and I'm in your foxhole always.
It's my pleasure to introduce Becky Hammon.
I've always strived for excellence, but I was also blessed with being around people of great excellence. Pop, you're a man of principle and excellence. I know you weren't trying to be courageous when you hired me, but you did do something nobody else in professional sports has ever done. And you've changed the trajectory of my life and of so many other girls and young women. Thank you. I love you.
When you are in that space where you can say you've helped change the game both on the men's and women's side for the better, you're more than deserving of being put into the Hall of Fame.
She says, we will win together as a team. You are great as individuals, but in order to take that next step, in order to claim a championship, you must do it together.
Sydney Colson still got some game. She showed it.
We're going to continue to play our bench. We're going to keep throwing them in the fire because they're capable.
Here comes Kirsten Bell. Got it!
It's bell time, baby. She has just been spectacular. George out running. Back George, does she have another one? She sure does. The Aussie Olympian with back-to-back buckets, and the bench loving it.
That's a big lift for the Aces.
Talk about the epitome of 3 and D. That is Alicia Clark.
4 3 balls for Alicia Clark, and her 300th made three of her career.
She's going to be hugely important the rest of the way for the Vegas Aces.
I think the importance for us was, are we moving in the right directions on our weaknesses? We always wanted to continue to be great at the end, especially also with the other teams as New York, Connecticut, Dallas, they were also getting better.
If you look at this recent stretch by Vegas, they're always going to have the bullseye on their back. Like, everyone's going to play their best game against Las Vegas because they are tired of hearing about the super teams. They're tired of hearing about Vegas. So it's like, listen, now it's just we squaring up between the lines, like, what y'all got?
Not having Candace on the floor, the Aces suddenly have a big vulnerability.
This is a Las Vegas Aces team that averages shooting over 50% from the floor. They are shooting under 36% right now.
And all these open corner threes. Possession after possession. It's been incredible. Complete and utter domination this afternoon at Barclays from the New York Liberty.
Basically, 38 points is the most any defending champ has been beat by in the history of the league.
Yeah, I mean, we got smacked. I don't think I've lost a game that bad since like 4th grade.
Well, this is the first time that Vegas, to me, has looked mortal.
For me to be 2 for 14, I'll never, God, please don't ever let me shoot like that again.
New York showed the world that they will and can contend for a WNBA championship.
You gotta credit New York. They came in and they were hungry and they wanted it and they punched us in the face and we didn't respond. I know for me personally, those were some of the worst games I played all year.
Like, we really had to look within and figure out what was going on. Was there some extra pressure that we were putting on ourselves? Like, were we trying to do too much individually? Were we not coming together enough?
The New York Liberty are your 2023 WNBA Commissioner's Cup champs after laying the smackdown on the Vegas Aces.
This is now the second time in a couple of weeks that we've seen the Aces held down by the Liberty.
And there's times we're just gonna have to self-correct, to regroup, hold your head high, don't forget who we are.
And the Liberty have had the Aces number the last couple of meetings. What do they have to do to get this turned around?
It was like there's a new top dog in town. Like, we're still #1. We're still at the top of the league.
Patience and execution. The Aces are able to get the shots they want.
That loss in front of your home crowd to snap a home win streak, that fueled the fire.
Extra effort paying off.
I never doubt my teammates coming out of a loss, knowing where their head's at. I know where their head's at. They're ready to play.
Chelsea is always the X factor.
But I think she had an extra chip on her shoulder just because of that previous loss, and you don't want an angry Chelsea Gray.
And KP, calm, cool, collected, tempo, favoring Las Vegas. Gray, clutch, the first triple-double in the franchise. And the Aces hang on to that win streak here at home. Their 21st win in a row. They go up 2-1 in the regular season series. Thanks in big part to the point guard.
And welcome to New York City. Aces and the Liberty will play the final time during the regular season.
They're a team that can decrease a deficit in 2 minutes. You know, they can go from down 10 to up 5 like it's nothing. It was like a feeling in Brooklyn was like, it does not matter who y'all have. Y'all are not winning this game.
The edge right now would have to go to New York, and you couldn't have said that a month ago.
For the Aces, they got to get better.
I would not say that this team is overrated, and if they can't figure it out, it's going to come back to bite them at the end of the season.
The New York Liberty have evened up the series at 2 apiece.
To have the narratives kind of shift, that's where we really saw that people didn't really want us to win. That's where we kind of felt it like, all right, it's going to be even harder to repeat.
We still hold our own destiny in our hands. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the New York does. We take care of ours.
One thing I did see from losing to New York, the amount of intentionality within each individual player coming back into this building and say, wait a second, my lifts are just a little bit better. My extra shooting is just a little bit more focused. And so people would just raise that level.
And the Aces get their 31st win on the season.
Now they're 3 wins away, I believe, in securing that top spot.
There was never like a panic. It was like, listen, we know we need to be better. This is where we need to be better in, and we got to start executing that. For me, that was a sign of a championship caliber team.
And there's Colson, another steal. Clark, right corner, high off the swish. He is Stokes to the floor and one.
Our starting 5 and our team was so eager to play, so eager to get out there that we were just trying to get to the finals. So anything in our way was like, no, we got to take care of business to get to where we want to be.
Las Vegas has been the team to beat all season long, and when you think about their phenomenal core 4, it really starts with A'ja Wilson putting together another MVP caliber-like season.
She was an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year last year for good reason, and this year she's been even better.
All hail the queen, all hail the queen. Step up on the scene and they bow down to me. All hail the queen, all hail the queen. Step up on the scene and they bow down to me. It's time I let you know, I got that fire flow, burning it down to the ground everywhere I go. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. I am the ruler and I reign till I can't no more. I know you know it, I can't control it. Call me the greatest here in this moment. I know you know it, I can't control it. Call me the greatest, sing with the chorus. All hail the queen, bow down to me. Step up on the scene and they bow down to me. All hail the queen, I'm royalty. Watch me put in work, do it so royally.
Third time in WNBA history, a player with 35 points and 10 rebounds. A'ja Wilson was balling out of control here tonight.
A'ja Wilson, my goodness. We don't have enough time to talk about the accolades of A'ja Wilson, but she's playing like a reigning MVP.
Oh yeah, she could be MVP again this season. A'ja Wilson, top 3 in the league in points, rebounds, and blocks.
Defensive Player of the Year. I think she's making a strong case to be a repeat.
This is a clinic with a capital C.
There's A'ja Wilson, and then there's just everybody else.
I feel like whenever we go to Atlanta, I'm like, the rim gets big for A. I'm just like, all right, first play, got to go to A'ja. Let's see what we got here.
As he goes to the rim, gets the N1.
I mean, she played her heart out, and it was efficient as hell.
A'ja Wilson with 24 and counting.
Once she had gotten to the 40-something, then we were kind of like, all right, maybe we should try to, push her to the record. My teammates, when it got to that 49. They were like, here you go, horsing it. I'm still gonna kick it out to the three because it's the open shot. Shoot it. They're like, absolutely not. Go, go.
A'ja Wilson, what can't you do?
That 53 was impressive. She should have had 54 if she made her free throw. But that's beside the point.
A heroic, unbelievable performance by none other than A'ja Wilson.
We have to switch it up since it's controlled.
53?
53? That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy efficient. And look, at the end of the day, like, this team is special also because of how happy you guys are for her.
Bitch, I was cheesy.
All for her. It's one game. You get this game ball, though, for sure.
The way that we celebrate each other is incredible.
3, 1, 2, 3. Who was the one to the face? Couldn't breathe.
We're dialed in, like, what can we do? How can we embarrass them? How can we show them that we love them?
KP, we was on the bike.
We're honest with each other, we're true with each other, we're real with each other. But at the end of the day, we love each other.
This wasn't something I set out and was like, okay, this is gonna be my goal. I wanna be Sixth Player of the Year. My goal simply was this year was to step into this new role and be the best at it that I could be.
When she got the call from Kathy that she was Sixth Player of the Year, I was like, oh, we gotta make a shirt. It's hard. It's hard to do kind of a lot of the dirty work and not really get appreciated statistically and things like that, but man, this team loves her and we appreciate her.
Defensive Player of the Year, receiving her award in front of the Las Vegas Aces fans. That is back-to-back for A'ja.
The fact that she shares her defensive award with Kia Stokes just shows how much she loves Kia and how much she loves her teammates.
That was so heartwarming because in my 20-plus years of coaching, I've never seen a person who's won such a big award acknowledge somebody else who has helped them win an award. Never seen it.
That is a physical investment in the person next to you, okay? When you start making deposits, right, that's the only time you can make a withdrawal later on. But make sure we're doing more deposits into each other than our own personal withdrawals.
Another terrific regular season, a historic year, continuing to grow and establish the dominance of this team.
Throughout the year, we're always talking about offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency. We're trying to be the best in those categories, and so to be able to hold on to that spot all year said a lot.
The Las Vegas Aces, the best team in the WNBA, hit 100 for the 11th time this season.
In the first 40 regular season games they have set the bar high, and they seem to be roaring into good form, heading into the postseason to defend last year's title.
What stands out to me about these Aces is that they're a #1 seed, but they've got this huge chip on their shoulders. And that mindset is a different one for someone who's at the top trying to run this thing back. You hear them say all the time, worn but not torn. That's usually something you'd hear from an underdog. No, this is a #1 seed that has an edge right now.
I don't care if it's games or in life, you never play to not lose. You play to win, every time. We're not hitting cruise control, we're gas pedal down.
The Aces are trying to do something that hasn't been done in 21 years, and that is win a back-to-back title.
Chelsea Gray is amazing.
She is loving it right now. This team is on a mission.
Got blocked by the best shot blocker in the league.
Oh my goodness, did you see that? Oh my gosh. Oh my, oh baby, three-point sniper.
The full package from Jackie Young.
Playoff Jack she was something else. I always said when I came here, I was like, that's a silent assassin right there.
The confidence and the belief that she has instilled in herself has been just remarkable to watch.
Clicking on all cylinders is an understatement.
It's quite the core four for the Las Vegas Aces.
Game to game, it would change based on the matchup, based on who was hot.
The Sky are getting jacked. This is my acronym. Jackie, A'ja, Chelsea, and Kelsey are flat out going off in this ballgame.
Just a sizzling start for Las Vegas. For the 5th straight season, The Las Vegas Aces are headed to the semifinals.
Just the sense of urgency. These are the type of games where you can't lose that.
Poised power. When you have your poise, it doesn't matter the noise that's going on, doesn't matter who's in the stands, doesn't matter what other people are saying. When you're poised, you're able to do what you were born to do. There's not a team in the league that can beat you when you're all in your space, in your place, doing what he's poised you to do. Nobody.
A'ja Wilson doing A'ja Wilson type things in these playoffs.
We are on a 10-point plum run.
I think we're going to have to change the definition of plum.
A'ja Wilson, most points scored in any 3-game stretch.
We got to go into their house, which is a hard place to play, and try to take care of business.
Kumbalale blocked by Gray. No look! Gray into Kia Stokes. Kelsey Plum, she is just absolutely lethal. And Wilson with the monster block. It's an 11-0 Las Vegas run, and the defending champs sweep Dallas.
Look, you guys put yourselves in a position to win another one. All that hard work, you guys buckled down. They didn't score in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You closed the important one. You closed the important one with the most pressure and with the most chaos around you. So the poise word was on time. That's hard to do. That is hard to do, to close out somebody on their own floor and beat a very good team. The point is, you guys were the biggest, baddest bitches in the book of Muslim.
Together, 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
Andy?
Well, I guess, Becky, you want to start with that. What do you think of the MVP announcement?
Third in MVP voting? Okay. Rest on that. It's a joke. If I would have played her as many minutes, she would have averaged 28 and 13. And that's all anybody in here would have been talking about. But she got screwed because her coach didn't play her in fourth quarters.
And it's not to say that other players didn't have MVP type seasons, but of course over here we're gonna always ride for A'ja.
I cannot, under any estimation, understand what one person saw that nobody else in the league saw that would make you put A'ja Wilson fourth.
Yeah, that fourth place vote, I will never understand it, but I'm definitely using it as something to keep me going, because I was like, I have to continue to prove to these people that I'm good, and I'm going to continue to be good till I'm great, till I'm legendary, and I'm going to bring my teammates with me every step of the way.
A'ja's gonna come out ready. She's gonna come out with a point to prove. She won't say it, but there's a chip on her shoulder. 100%. And she absolutely is gonna act like it.
Game ones are very, very huge when you're playing in a series. The away team normally comes in and wants to steal it. I mean, it's one of the games that you gotta come up with.
But when we talked about being prepared and persistent, you guys are prepared. I've been hard on you, holding you accountable to every little thing, but it's because now is the time that it pays dividends, okay? Be the teammate that you love to play with. Run routes, set screens, like everything is run for you. Do that for each other. Go out there and make each other great.
Come on now. Come on now.
This is as star-studded as it could get. It's everything that people have hyped up to start the WNBA season. Here it is in the finals.
Yeah.
You can't ask for more.
Yeah. Our locker room was so focused that that's how we really started the series and we set the tone.
Here we go, game one. Chelsea Gray, these highlights are ridiculous.
Jackie Young with a playoff career high, 24 points.
Plum dances in, it's all aces.
Kelsey Plum, she is just absolutely lethal.
Denied by Wilson, the two-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Come on, Black!
A'ja Wilson, unstoppable. It's her third career game with at least 20 points and 10 rebounds in the finals. That is impressive.
Like, that was some of the most beautiful basketball I've ever seen. The way they shared that ball and defended, and everybody's hitting shots. It was just like a work of perfection.
And everybody is playing with each other, making championship plays on both ends of the floor. Hell yeah!
Those two games were like, we were tapped into something different.
They came out without question through the first punch.
Everybody involved for Vegas.
Holy cow, this has been incredible.
I know these These four had my back to see us where we are now. That's what's building us to have this championship culture and identity that we're trying to build here. And when you're thinking about legacy, you don't get that if you don't get wins.
Asia Wilson has been incredible. Kia Stokes is 2 for 2 from 3.
Jackie Young's controlling the finals right now.
A confident Jackie is a dangerous one.
Young using the size, the strength of the touch. Schroeder banks it in, plus the foul.
Even on the and one, like she was doing little things, I was like, yes, bring it out, let them see it a little bit, Jack, that they can't mess with you.
The Aces on the brink of back-to-back championships.
We know what's on the line. We had to come out and make sure that we took care of home court.
They're young superstars in their prime that are hungry to be even better. And that, for me, I'm like, that's scary.
No team has ever come back from down 2-0 in a best-of-5 series in WNBA history.
This is going to be a tough series, and tonight was tremendous. Vegas appreciates winning.
This victory keeps the Aces' perfect record in the postseason intact. They're 7-0.
I'm not lifting. I am a little speechless. I am a little speechless. You guys continue to amaze me with your all-out commitment to each other. That's the difference between us and them. They got great shooters, we got great shooters. They got a good defense, we got a good defense. But your all-out commitment to each other was on display, and you guys put on a clinic tonight, offensively and defensively. Come on,
The Aces have really elevated their level of play coming into these playoffs. We are starting to see a team that is having a growth spurt in the latter part of the season, which is rare, but it speaks to the mentality that there's a championship on the line. We are locked in.
We expect nothing less than a dogfight, a war. Their backs are against the wall. They have to win.
Game 3 in New York is underway. Here is Vandersloot. Ionescu gets some space and hits the three. Ionescu, you bet. And the Liberty have their largest lead of the series. Where would Vegas be in this game without Kelsey Plum?
More poise. We know they're going to hit shots. It's fine.
John Cole Jones has been ridiculous.
A much different fight as Plum hits yet another three. She has given Vegas life several times throughout this afternoon. Chelsea Gray limping. You just pray that she is okay. It almost looked like you could see her mouth, something pop.
This could be a series-changing moment for Vegas.
The New York Liberty have their first finals win since 1999.
One thing you know with Vegas, they will continue to fight, continue to compete.
We will see a Game 4 Wednesday night at Barclays Center.
For KP and Asia, just how important has Chelsea been in this matchup for you guys?
What do you mean how important? She's our point guard. She's our leader. So come on now, Andy, you know the answer to that. Chelsea's very important to us. If I could cry on that court right then, I would have cried my heart out because it was just so painful to watch. Like even after the injury and I knew it wasn't great, I was like, we're gonna get some pills, we're gonna get something, I need to play. It was just impossible. It just felt like we were all in just a downward spiral, and I just remember telling myself, like, there's no way we came this far and this happens. And then we find out that we don't have Kia Stokes.
To see the doctor, so still kind of waiting to hear back. So is it the foot or the ankle? Foot, yeah. Okay.
You know, Kia's was a little bit different than Chelsea's, and after I talked to Kia, I sat for about an hour and a half, and I called her back, and I'm like, you're out for Game 4.
When we were in our group chat and, Chelsea's telling us her news, I'm kind of saying what's going on with me. Everyone's like, we got you.
We needed to just come in and not just be bodies, and we needed to actually be confident and show what we're capable of.
We know that we're here for each other. We play for each other. This is a team. This is not about I.
We're down 2, but this is what's about to happen. This is how y'all are about to step up.
I can remember after Game 3, us coaches met and we were trying to figure out a game plan going into Game 4.
I remember she came in, she just, boom, she slammed the hill, she goes, I got a plan.
They're looking at me like, okay, and I'm like, what? I'm like, you guys never made something up and just tried in the finals? Who does that? I'm like, we do.
Becky's game plan, the coach's staff game plan, is one of the greatest body of work that I've ever seen.
And what also wasn't talked about enough was Kia and Chelsea's just energy and attitude.
Chelsea didn't sulk, Kia didn't sulk. They were like, all right, we can't play, but we're gonna do everything we can, right? Be in people's ear, talking and things like that.
You know, they always say, like, show me who you are when things aren't right. And Chelsea just brought so much energy and focus and confidence.
She's our leader. And the confidence that she had that we could still do this, even without her, while everybody else was like, ooh, Chelsea's out, she was like, nah, we have more than enough.
I think it was just so powerful for us because we were like, we're good, we're confident in who we are, we know what's in our locker room, and we're gonna take this challenge head on. And at the end of the day, we were still up 2-1.
Becky Hammon announced yesterday that both Kia Stokes and Chelsea Gray are out for Game 4 with foot injuries.
I wanted New York somewhere between overconfident and a little bit relaxed, because I was just like, when they exhale, we're gonna throw a punch.
Everybody was like, we're gonna win. Like, there was no doubt in our locker room.
It is crazy that these pieces right here, one, have the opportunity to lead us right into the promised land. And we're gonna follow your 3 lead. And whoever comes in there, AC's been in this position 100 times. Kayla, Olympics, big stages. They say New York is the greatest stage. And we're gonna walk off with that trophy. Come on,
Come on. Game 4 is underway.
This is the most mature basketball I've seen Kelsey Plum play in her entire career. She is very poised. She is under control.
New York turns it over again.
Great battle by Kelsey Plum in the post.
Her role adjusted as the playoffs went, and she stepped into each role like a boss.
She was running the team. She was getting us into our offense. She was pushing tempo.
Offensively, she was on point. She bothered Vandersloot. She bothered different guards. She really set the tone.
I knew from about halfway through the season that when we got to the playoffs, my advantage was gonna be my ability to keep that consistent pace for 40 minutes, right?
The show that she put on this playoff run was something that I was like, that is Kelsey Plum. That is the Kelsey Plum everyone was wanting in 2018 when she needed to grow in this league, when she needed to find herself. We're watching her right now.
We had a motto, was just like, keep it close. Keep it close, keep it close, keep it close. Just keep chipping away.
Wilson barrels in, lays it home, plus the...
At halftime, we hadn't really played our best in our minds, so we're like, okay, if we're just down 9 right now, I think we got a lot more in the tank.
We're like, we're due. Like, I remember telling Kayla, the ones that you got in the second half, the good looks that you didn't go in, that's fine. Keep shooting them because you're going to make them in the second.
Play through the contact, play with poise, okay? We got to beat them with our discipline.
Like, we came out there and we knew defensively was where it was going to have to happen, because their firepower offensively is something.
Sydney Colson into the game and right away contributing.
Colson has given Vegas great minutes here in Game 4.
Sydney's defense was very intentional of, I want to make her life miserable.
And George hits the 3.
This is what Kayla does.
This is a woman who won the WNBA MVP in Australia.
She is true to this, not new to this.
It's George who rattles in another 3.
Clark has not let Brianna Stewart get any easy looks throughout the course of these finals.
The reason why you have AC on the team is the way that she played in that Game 4.
She was excellent in every play, in every moment. She's guarding one of the best players in the league.
Stewart on the drive, misses the layup, and a charge is called. Oh, what a look, and what a rejection. Wilson denies Ionescu.
The incredible toughness of the defending champion Las Vegas Aces.
Stick with it. Stick with the plan and believe in the process.
And then Asia just closing. There were so many possessions down the stretch where she just took it up on herself to make plays.
Asia Wilson is unstoppable. Wilson back to work, spinning and finishing. finishing. My goodness, Asia Wilson. And the Aces with a chance to tie or take the lead. Young underneath. Clark lays it in. This game is tied at 51. What a march to the end of this third quarter from the defending champion Aces.
We're getting where we want offensively because we're making sure that people that's taking the shots are the ones who want to take the shots. Keep playing on that end and we can get whatever we want.
Young a three. You bet. Candace fired up. The lead is 7. Ionescu throws it away. Ace is running. Pulls it behind the back. Clark can't finish it, but a foul.
That moment, I was like, enough is enough, and I'm leaving here with this trophy.
Back to Wilson. 7 to shoot. Wilson. 4 to shoot. Fading. And hitting. Come on! Sandy Brondello will take a timeout.
Final possession of a championship comes down to us doing shell drill.
And as great as our talents are offensively, Becky always let it be known that defense was what was going to win us a championship.
Each team out of timeouts. Aces by 1. 8.8 to go in the fourth quarter of game 4. Here we go. Ionescu to inbound. Trying to get it to Stewart. Dumps it in. Stewart juggles. Catches. 6 seconds left. Stewart with 5. Draws the double. Lady to the corner. Vandersloot. No! And that is it! An unforgettable finish to game 4. And for the first time in 21 years, the WNBA has a back-to-back champion.
It was a culmination of how this season has been, sticking together off the court, and then it comes down to covering for each other on the court.
I know who I have in my locker room. There's not a person out here that I don't believe in. I know what they're made of, and at the end of the day, I told them, win or lose, I'm rolling with them.
It's a part of our legacy to be able to do that, and in New York, where we were getting booed, it's pretty sweet.
Your most valuable player for the 2023 WNBA Finals is Asia Wilson.
When the light was the brightest, she was the one who shined.
We fought through so much adversity throughout the season, and we just kept the main thing, and we came out on top. And I can't express how proud I am of my teammates. They picked me up when I was down. We cried together, prayed together, and now we popping champagne together.
People wanted to count us out, but they don't know we got some dogs on this team. So I got 2 words to say, 99.
This group has been through so much, but it's here, and I'm just really proud of this group. Every single one of these people stepped up, made plays, and we're champions.
It's historical. You never know when you're going to get this moment, when you're going to get this opportunity, regardless of what team you have.
This one, it just meant a lot because of what we've been through. We really got it out the mud. Like, we were in the trenches working for this one.
We had plenty of time to fall apart, but because of their character and the culture we build, you can't crack this group.
Las Vegas, we are still the world champions.